Today's topic. So you guys, just this is an open mind. Don't come for me too much, okay? But so I'm going to be talking about early marriage or not. Okay. Now let me do short intro. Okay, I'm on this early marriage table. So a lot of things I'm going to be saying, it may not be my situation because you people, the world is out, but I can relate. Okay, so I'm just going to be sharing some thoughts. Should you marry early or should you just chill? Let's get right into it. Guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this is your first time, that's our first time as dance. Welcome to the family. My name is Bukola and this is Bukola Sorosoro. You guys, come and teach me how to dance so that I can have a better welcome package for our first timers in this church. Amen. Right, so to today's topic. I'm on this table, you guys. Anyways, so I've just been thinking, sometimes thoughts just flash your mind and I'm like, early marriage, late marriage, pros, cons. Like if my daughter had to ask my opinion about it, like, Mommy, what do you think about getting married early or chilling and taking my time? What am I going to say? So I feel like the purpose of these videos is to educate my children and every other person who have asked this kind of questions before. So I just try to put out my opinion there. You can take it, you may leave it, but I'm just going to say what's on my mind. Okay. So now, first of all, let's define what early marriage is. I did not say child marriage. Early marriage, and early is relative. So let me use myself as an example. I got married at 23. Okay, now that's early. Okay, but I wasn't in school. I was done with school. I finished school at 19. Yeah, Abby. Yes, I was 19. A few days to my 20th birthday. So 1920, I graduated from the university. At that time, I had started working. I was already living on my own. Okay, so for me, and in the context of this video, we're going to be talking about age as the early, right? So again, early is relative. So it may be early at 23 if you're still in school or you don't even have admission yet or stuff like that. Do you understand? So again, early is relative. But for the purpose of this video, let's talk about age. Okay? Now, should you be getting married in your 20s or in your 30s? Are you at that bridge and you're trying to decide? I'm just going to give you some advantages and disadvantages so that you can make your decisions. For me, if I had to do anything differently, I definitely would do some things differently. Okay, so that's the purpose of all of this. It's supposed to be a learning curve, so let's just jump right in. So I got married at 23, like I said, and I was mature when you want to say mature, but I was also very immature. I'm not saying like I'm perfect yet right now, but of course, so the first thing I think is an advantage of early marriage or getting married early is that you're quickly focused, right? So there are some things that right now, okay, maybe even when I got married and my friends and stuff that were not married, there's some things that they were dealing with that I didn't have to deal with anymore. So I passed the stage of dating, shopping, trying to say, is it this one, is it not this one? That stage had passed. Do you understand? So I put it behind me, So while some of my friends are still dealing with that, I passed that stage. I'm trying to say the good part first. Do you understand? So that so that we're on the same page. Let me just put it that way. Second thing, I think when I get married early, like again, age. And this is not 12, 13 years old. Please, no child marriage is around those here. Okay? So, I mean, for having babies, it's easier medically to carry the pregnancy and all of that. But again, it's just by the grace of God, because we've seen people that get married at 20 and they have to wait for like 20 years or 15 years, you know, to have children. So it kind of evens up. I've seen people that get married at 40, 45, and they had children immediately, you know. So again, that's an advantage that you don't have control over. That's just purely the grace of God. Okay, so yeah, that's just it. Third and final thing I'm going to say about advantages is that, okay, let me just skip that one. Now, okay, well, let me talk about let me talk about it. You don't miss anything. I don't know how to explain this point. I feel like in the course of the video, I'll explain it. Now to the not so great parts, okay? I feel like when you're still early, you don't know yourself as much. I know you hear this a lot, but even at 30, 40, you're still getting to know yourself. But in your 20s, come on, like, I feel like even you're evolving. Do you understand? So you still shock yourself. You still do things that shock yourself. Let alone you have a partner that you're already going on a life's journey with. So if you ask me, in your 20s, get to know who you are, get to know your choices, get to know your preferences. Again, we started with the good parts, okay, so that you don't think I'm discouraging you, but I'm also going to tell you the other side so that you can wait and make your choice. So get to know yourself. I mean, you are evolving, you're changing. So that's why you hear people in marriage saying, you've changed, you're not like this before. It's not that the person changed. There should be room for growth, okay? So, I mean, your tendencies for collecting drops the older you become. Like, you get to know the things you can stand and the things you cannot stand. You get to already know a lot of things about life as you get older. Do you understand? Because you've had experiences, because you've had maybe multiple dates, you know, you've had a lot of relationships and all. And this is not saying, oh, you have to date the whole world before you know what you want, okay? But because you didn't marry maybe the first person and then you're now beginning to see that, oh, there's more to life. you know, another disadvantage I think is that you may start to feel like you may start to question your choices, right, in the middle of your marriage, you know. So have you ever been to a restaurant before and then you're the first to order, and then you probably ordered something and someone else orders something after you've ordered, and you feel like you ordered too quickly, or like you didn't know the choices you had? So you may, in the middle of your marriage, start to feel like, actually I waited though, you know. That's when devil no good. That's when you now see one kind, young, fine boy, you know, maybe like a month or two after your marriage, and you start wondering like, Abi, did I do the right thing, you know? Along the line, whether you take your time or not, there'll be times, if you ask any married person, you know, there may be once or twice, if they want to be honest with you, because right now social media is all about painting a perfect picture, like, oh, he was the man of my dream, oh, something. See, there are plenty. If you allow those stories to tension you, shall not allow the stories to tension you. But if you ask people who are married, you know, if they want to be honest with you, they'll tell you that once or twice, you know, they second guess or stuff. So that may happen regardless of when you get married, but you have more tendencies to feel like you're missing out on something if you got married early, you know. So you start to wonder, maybe I should have waited, maybe I should have kiniko, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah, that tendency is there. So if you got married early and you've ever had that thing, let me tell you, you're not missing anything. Truth. Well, generally, I don't know. I feel like the grass always looks greener on the other side. So if you feel like, oh, should you have gone for that person? Did you rush your decision and stuff like that? And there are some decisions, you know, that once you've made them, you made them. So that may be another reason why you want to slow down and take your time. I didn't say you should date the world. I didn't say you should date everybody before knowing that this is the one. God can compress time for you. But be sure that as at the time you are taking this decision to marry, whether you are 22 or whatever age, this is what you want. Now, if those second guessing things come up, you can always remind yourself that no, I chose this is what I wanted to do, you know, and stuff like that. Now, one other reason I think people rush into marriage is they do it out of fear. And I kind of experienced this. Okay, so you're like, I don't want to stay long and now have to settle, and then it's funny how we try to schedule our lives like we're the ones that made ourselves. It's funny how we want to do this by this age, do this by this age, do this by, we have a timetable, and we just, want God to bend to our own time. So a lot of times when people get married early, it's not because, they met the love of their life, they just found somebody that was ready. This doesn't apply to everybody, but they found somebody that was ready. They probably didn't want to lose the chance, or they didn't want to now lose it. They will now be regretting. So, don't take this kind of lifelong decisions out of fear. Know that you are not your own. God will take care of you, and what is your own will never pass you by. Yes, it will. If it passes you by, God will reroute it, turn the wheel again, overturn and overturn until it gets to you. So me, I feel like I'm never disadvantaged. If something happens to me, I know that it may not be in God's plan, but it's God allowed, and God will work it out for my good. And this applies to whether you're marrying early or whether you're marrying late, just know that all things work together for your good, okay? And there is no pressure. See, there's no late comer in the ladder of success in marriage or life. Look, it's not about how quick, it's not about how fast. Thank God I married early, so I'm not trying to cut down people that married early. So do you understand? I'm on your table, I'm with you, I'm on this table, I'm in your shoes, but it's not about the speed without direction. You will just get to the wrong place faster. So ensure that you know what you want to do. Know yourself, know where you're going, know what you want to achieve. It's difficult to take somebody along, as a man, as a woman. It's difficult to go with somebody when you're not even sure where you want to go to. Every branch, every bus stop looks like a bus stop if you don't know where you're going to. That's the gospel truth. So there are just some basic things. This is not really about bucket list. Marriage at 22, that should not be on somebody's bucket list. Do you understand? It shouldn't be like it's good to desire it. If that's what you want, please desire it. I desired to have all my children before 30. It didn't happen, but I would have had it no other way, because I just decided to give the will to God and know that, man, He knows what is best. Do you understand? So no pressures. Whether you marry early, whether you marry late, they catch late comer. And bottom line is, you are happy. See, don't trade anything for. Trust me, there are a lot of people that I know this topic now is going here and there, but there are a lot of people that are in marriage that if they want to tell you things, you praise God if you're not married, So marriage can be beautiful, marriage can be hell. It depends on what work you are ready to put into it, and how prepared or how ready you were or you are to put in that work. Nobody really is really ready for marriage, but we're all just trusting God, and when God is in it with you, a threefold cord can never be broken. Okay, so am I team marry early or team take your time? Sure, I think I've said, what I feel on both sides. Now, I know the advice I'm going to give my daughter. I may not necessarily come here to tell you that, don't marry early or marry early, okay? But I'm just going to tell you that where you are, if you are in school, you shouldn't be thinking about marriage. That's what I think, except there is something else. If you are in school, you shouldn't be. That's because, how are you going to go? What if you get pregnant? And then, with your baby, with NYC, with this, with that. I feel like you should chill. Make money. Money is not everything, but make it. Because marriage also. See, we're going to talk about money in marriage, and I can't even wait to talk about that topic. Okay, so don't pressure yourself. And if society is putting a pressure on you, they're not the ones that are going to be in that marriage with you. Do you understand? So please zip it. And sometimes society is not pressurizing you. You're the one pressurizing yourself. And your biological clock inside you is ticking. What did you do? You remove the battery, you flung it away. You break the clock. Didn't worry. Not worry. The Lord has got you in mind, and all things work together for your good. So I hope you picked anything or two from this video. I've just been itching to talk about this, and yeah, it's not everything we can say in one video because I don't really want it to be super long. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know your experiences. If you got married early, how is that going for you? If you had to do something different, would you have taken your time? You know, if you're not yet married, are you happy that you're taking your time, or are you really itching to, you know, jump on this marriage train? Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Bye.